And I eventually kind of gave in, and I'm like, fine, you can take me out to dinner. Because I was like new to Boston. I didn't know a lot of people. And I was like, I need like an excuse to get out of the house. So I was like, okay, sure, like let's go to dinner. And he just like wowed me. He, like,
are you in a relationship at the moment?
At the moment, yes. I'm in a relationship.
In a relationship at the moment. How long you been in this relationship for?
About 4 months.
4 months? Oh, so kind of.
It's pretty new, yeah. It's
pretty new?
Recent, yeah.
It's going strong?
But it's going strong, yeah.
Going strong. Okay, so how did you meet this person?
So it's a funny story. We moved around all over the place. You know, he was born abroad and I was born abroad. And then we kind of lived abroad our whole lives. And then we ended up in like Rhode Island for a little bit. We didn't know each other at the time. And then we moved to Boston at the same time, unknowing, you know, like we didn't know each other yet. And then he signed to the same agency that I was signed to. And he followed me on Instagram. And so, and literally because I saw that he had followed me on Instagram is when I was like, okay, cool, like I'll follow him back. That's the only reason I had to follow him back. And then we kind of like struck up a conversation. He was on my requested, like, you know, on Instagram we have like the requested messages. Yeah. So I'd seen that he'd followed me, he requested a message me. And I accepted, I was going through his Instagram. And at first I was just kind of like, he seems like a pretty boy who's like has everything and like plays sports and is like a golden boy, and like I was just like, he's like an asshole, like I don't want anything to do with him. But he kept like being very persistent and very sweet, and like obviously I thought it was all a sham, but it actually, you know, as soon as I met him I just realized he really was like the sweetest person ever. And that I thought it was like too good to be true, but I guess it wasn't.
So that's the impression you had of him just from looking at his pictures on Instagram.
Like before I even met him, I was like, oh,
you had an impression of him already.
Yeah, like don't want to get to know him. But he was really persistent, so I like gave him a chance.
Okay, so he's persistent when you guys actually met face to face and started talking.
He was like, because he first reached out to me and he was like, hey, like, I see that you just moved to Boston, like I'd love to show you around, blah, 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 like, do you want dinner? And I was kind of like, oh, I'm busy, like, no, not really. And he just kind of kept on asking, like, are you available? Like, oh, I see that you're on the street, like, let's link up, like, let's do something. And I eventually kind of gave in, and I'm like, fine, you can take me out to dinner. Because I was like new to Boston, I didn't know a lot of people, and I was like, I need like an excuse to get out of the house. So I was like, okay, sure, like, let's go to dinner. And he just like wowed me. He like, we were having like the craziest conversations. Like on the first date, we're talking about like stoicism and like Buddhism and like all these like things that like usually you don't really talk about. And I really felt like I could like be myself in front of him. So yeah.
Okay, so before that first date, you still you weren't like I guess eager to go out with him. It was more like I just had nothing to do. I don't know anybody around here, and he kept asking you. So I was like, why not?
To me, Luke was like, I thought that he was like dating for a hobby. Like I thought dating was literally his hobby. Like I thought he was gonna be a fuckboy. Like seriously. And I think the only reason that I went out is because he was so persistent, and I was just gonna like, I'm gonna get a free meal out of this. Like whatever, I'll tell my girlfriends about it like later. And the whole time I'm like, oh my god, so it's like too good to be true. Like watch it. Like he's gonna try to make a move. Like he's gonna pull out like, you know, the freaking moves. But he never did, and he was just really respectful and like drove me to work afterwards, like to make sure I wasn't late and stuff. So he was just like really, really sweet.
Both of you came from abroad. Where?
So he's Austrian.
All right.
So he was born in Austria and like pretty much stayed there until he like moved to Boston to go to school. And I was born in Panama, and then I moved to Germany and then Portugal, and I came here like 3 years ago. So like right around the same time that he did as well. So. You know. Okay,
so I'm guessing you feel like, oh, this is meant to happen. It was
fate. We're pretty
the stars just aligned.
I mean, not star-crossed. We're like the opposite of star-crossed.
Yeah, you could have got away with that. All right, so he was following you on Instagram already before you guys even met each other, before you guys even talked to each other like in person. Yeah. And you guys happen to be signed with the same modeling agency too. And
so that's the only reason that we like even spoke to each other. And then, like about like a week into like kind of dating and like, you know, getting to know each other, I told him that I had gotten signed in New York, and that I had to consequently like move to New York to just kind of pursue modeling. And then and when I said that, I was kind of like, so I guess like see you never kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he told me, well, I guess I'll follow you because I got a job in like Times Square pretty much, like, so I'll see you around like all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So we like a week into like knowing each other, we both realized we had to move to New York, and we packed up our lives on the same day and like drove to New York together on the same day. So again, it's like he's following me around the globe, like he really is.